Kids learn about money from their parents. They know whether you tend to save up for fun purchases or pull out the credit card when temptation strikes. Since they're learning from you, talk to your kids about using their money wisely. Start by admitting your own mistakes, talking about your family budget, and discussing the importance of sharing some of your money with causes that are important to you. There are gentle ways to help them become wise stewards of their own money. To learn more, go to stcumoney.org.
Spokane listens when business talks. Welcome to Business Talks, the region's only local business radio talk show with your host, Ryan McNeese. Business Talks is brought to you by STCU. Now, let's get down to business with Business Talks.
Welcome to Business Talks. I'm Ryan McNeese, and I'm very fortunate today to have Katherine Morgan, both President and CEO of the Greater Spokane Valley Chamber of Commerce, with us today at the table.
Hello, Ryan.
Thank you, Katherine, for being here. Katherine, you took over, I believe, in November of 2014. Is that right?
It was 2 years and 2 months ago, almost to the day.
My gosh.
So, yes.
And I believe Eldana Shaw had been in that position for roughly 13 years.
That's right.
Okay. What was your prior work history before that? I believe you were in a similar marketing type role.
I was. I'm so fortunate. I have to tell you, I've had a great history in my career working in this community in Spokane County. I worked for the Home Builders Association for several years, and I served as their marketing and events director. So that meant I was able to be at the forefront of serving some of the great builders in our community in the Fall Festival of Homes and the Premier Home Improvement Show, two great shows that continue on today. From there, I was fortunate also to be able to go and serve in the same role in the Home Builders Association of Greater Kansas City.
Well, and Katherine, I knew that, and that's interesting. How did that role come up in Kansas City?
Oh, gosh. You know, those were the good years, right? 2006 through 2012. Everyone was buying new construction, right?
It can only go up from there, right?
And that really was almost the slogan at the time, fortunately or unfortunately, which is the reality there. No, shows across the nation were struggling, as were many businesses. And I was fortunate as they were looking to revitalize their large trade shows. They have a top 3 home show in the nation.
Okay.
And it's a flower, home, and garden show. It's beautiful in Bartle Hall, one of the grandest halls out there for those big events. And as they were out there doing their search, somehow my name was in the mix. And I found myself one day saying, yes, I'll move to Kansas City. So,
well, and that probably is a good segue to your current position, and it came available in the fall of 2014. So, when you saw that come up as a potential for you, were you pretty excited to potentially jump on that opportunity?
You know, it was. I will admit, at first, I didn't really consider chambers of commerce as part of a path for me. I knew their value in communities, their value throughout the nation. But when it was brought to my attention and I was encouraged to get involved and throw my name into the ring, as one would say, you know, I really hearkened back to my experiences in Kansas City. I didn't work for the chamber back there, but as I found myself as a young professional out there growing in my career, I was exposed to what the chamber out there was going through. They were going through some interesting times in their city, and their Chamber of Commerce was also asking their own questions. Where do we want to go for the next 50 years? Where does this community want to go? Where they want to go is where we want to be, and where we want to be is serving the greater Kansas City area.
Well, and those organizations, whether it be the home builders or the respective chambers in Kansas City, at least the incentives, and that's what you're, I think, describing, the incentives are aligned. That if the chamber has an opportunity to develop and encourage business in a particular area, I'm guessing the Home Builders Association is seeing some of the same positive results, if it's going in that direction anyway.
Absolutely.
And so you take over in November 2014, and to be thrown into any organization, that must have been a bit of a, okay, here we go. What do I do now? What's my first checklist? Day one. What do you do? What's the agenda?
Oh, my goodness. You know, I remember that day really well. This is the first role that I've ever accepted where I was running the organization, and it was exciting, and I was nervous, and I'll admit I was looking online what to do in your first 100 days. I mean, you just want to get some clarity. And in that process, what I really came to realize and deeply appreciate to this moment is that first day when I walked in, get to know the team, get to know your surroundings, get to understand how to use the copy machine, the basic things. Yeah. But remember the role. The role is here to serve. The role isn't to manage people. The role is to serve and to lead. And that leadership in this role for me means to serve the great leaders on our board of directors, the great members in our organization, all 600 and currently 19 of them.
Wow, 619. And in terms of the Greater Spokane Valley Chamber, what geographically would you say that encompasses? What does that look like on a map?
Oh, that's a great question. Many would say from Post Falls to Great Falls is really where our impact is. We have members in North Idaho, members out in Airway Heights, members outside of Spokane County, many from City of Spokane, the majority from the City of Spokane Valley, and a good percentage of our membership is in the City of Liberty Lake.
So it is actually quite expansive for you to say Kootenai County and other North Idaho locations. That's encouraging.
It's really impressive and exciting. You know, we really our value proposition that we're out there to serve the greater Spokane Valley area. So you're looking at City of Spokane Valley, Liberty Lake, Green Acres, Otis Orchards, the surrounding areas. And, you know, we can all tell ourselves that once you hit Freya, you're no longer in the City of Spokane Valley and it stops there. But the reality is, we may live in Idaho and work in the Valley, and maybe our kids have some programs they're engaged in downtown Spokane, but there are really no borders there. So how do we honor our role and our place in this region and help, as we like to acknowledge, our co-creators throughout the region do what's good for our community moving
Katherine,
forward.
I think you're making a good point that in our unique geographic region, where eastern Washington and northern Idaho, when you look at a Spokane Valley business, my office is probably 15 miles from the border. So I think you bring up a good point that, whether I'm in Kootenai County Courthouse at one part of the day or Spokane County Courthouse in downtown Spokane, or as you said, a family that may live in Coeur d'Alene but work and or recreate in Spokane Valley or Spokane. So we do have an interesting geographic area that way.
We really do. It's wonderful and it's exciting, and I think it lends itself to the great quality of life that we have today.
Yeah. What would you say, what's the mission, if you will, or the goal of the Greater Spokane Valley Chamber?
You know, at the end of the day, when you look at an organization, you have a mission and a vision. And the mission tells you what we do every day. We're in business to help you do business. Yep. But that vision is like the North Star.
Right.
And whenever you want to get involved in any organization, company, business, whether you're going to serve as an employee or serve as a leader, whatever role it is, I encourage people to take a look at the vision. And our vision is that we are the unifying force dedicated to community vitality and economic prosperity. And simply put, it really hones down itself into what we do in serving something greater than us. We try to implement and execute the Big Five for the Greater Spokane Valley.
Well, let's talk about that because, again, a great, well-honed mission statement. How do you implement? I'll use boots on the ground. How does someone in your position motivate and or just practically, what are the steps you take to bring improvements or prosperity in an economic area?
You know, it's not easy to do. I wish you could say it was
so intangible. I mean, that's why I asked the question, boots on the ground. How do you do that?
You know, we had to really be thoughtful and intentional in that process for our organization. And leadership came together and we really identified we need to come back. Today, we're a 96-year-old organization, but every organization goes through its cycles and goes through its history. And so 2 years ago, we looked at the changing world and the changing economy, that we are global competitors now in so many ways, and we have to acknowledge that. So from there, we decided we needed to really earn the trust of the community in our role and our place. And we actually went out and we started by asking questions. We went through a process through a company called Thought Exchange. And for those in the Central Valley School District and now the East Valley School District and others, they may be familiar with it. It's an online town hall where you can answer some questions.
That's interesting.
Through a third party. You don't have your names attached to it, so it's completely anonymous. But it gives your organization or for them, their school districts, or other partners an opportunity to have a snapshot in time of what the community or the audience thinks of a certain situation. And for us, we went out and asked 3 open-ended questions. We asked, what do they appreciate about living and working in the greater Spokane Valley area?
It really is the why.
The why.
The why. Why do you do what you do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We
why don't you do what you do?
Or why don't you?
Yeah.
Hence, second question, what obstacles do you see
Yeah.
living and working in the greater Spokane Valley
Yeah.
area? Third question we asked, what do you believe we should be nationally recognized for? And Ryan, through the process, we had 1,081 ideas submitted. And from there, we sent those ideas back out into the community. Again, all anonymous.
So you got really good feedback. I mean,
Great
1,000
feedback.
different.
1,081 ideas. From there, we asked people, okay, similar to what you've done in some strategic planning sessions, help us star these ideas.
Right.
We're not going to do it on our own. They did not have to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce. They just needed to be someone who identified as someone who works or plays in the
In our
valley.
area.
And so we put these ideas back out in the community. We had over 18,000 stars to help us aggregate and prioritize what is the most important. And from there, we were able to identify what are the 5 pillars of this community: greater outdoors, greater goods, manufacturing, greater learning, greater cures, and greater vision for the greater Spokane Valley.
And that's a great framework. And so you're taking that framework and then honing in on what can we do in each of those given areas to improve our area.
Correct. And the beauty of the process is that this community, our city council partners, our members of other organizations that partner with us as well, they can all look to us and say, gosh, this isn't the Chamber of Commerce that's telling us what the community wants.
It's
This
the community telling us what we should be, as you said, the North Star. Should we be looking towards this as our overall goal?
Exactly, Ryan, exactly. And it's been a wonderful journey. The city of Spokane Valley came out with a proclamation a year ago saying that we are behind the Big Five. We've seen it interwoven into the comp plan that they're currently going through right now. City of Liberty Lake has also been extremely supportive and invested in the process, as well as our neighboring partners through other chambers and through other, again, I'll call them co-creators.
Right.
We're very, very grateful. You do something like that, you earn the trust of a community.
Yep, you're collaborating. I mean, you really are.
Exactly.
What are the respective chambers that are nearest to us? I mean,
there are quite a few. So
yeah,
in
probably more than one
Spokane-
would think.
Yes, no, absolutely. So in Spokane, you have Greater Spokane Incorporated, also known as GSI. You also have the West Plains Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Then you have the
I
Greater...
didn't know that.
Yes, yes. So you have for economic chambers of commerce in the region, West Plains, GSI, and then Greater Spokane Valley Chamber. And we're 96 years old.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that already.
Yeah, but that, as you said, that's taking you, Greater Spokane, that's taking you all the way over to Kootenai County as well.
Correct.
And then probably a Coeur d'Alene chamber as well.
Correct. So there's a Post Falls Chamber,
Okay.
a Coeur d'Alene Chamber of Commerce that has a depth and wide breadth of history and impact in their communities. There's a Hayden Chamber, a Sandpoint Chamber. I would say across the country and certainly in our region, we're very fortunate to have so many.
Right.
You know, some would say, why have so many chambers? Some would say, why not just have one? Well, we each have our role. And when you look back to our vision statement, we are the unifying voice. That means when it comes to those very localized issues or those localized opportunities where we can convene and collaborate, we're here for the greater Spokane Valley. Then you've got GSI that works on a regional platform. Then you've got state partners like
Exactly.
Association of Washington Businesses, AWB. Then you go on the national level, and then you can even go higher than that. But we all have a unique opportunity and a voice.
And I think you mentioned this earlier, if you look at it as an ability to collaborate rather than compete with those respective organizations, it, in a sense, can lift the whole. Let's come right back after a short break, Katherine. Katherine Morgan, President, CEO of Spokane Valley Chamber. Thank you.
Thank you.
In touch, online all the time. SpokaneTalksOnline.com.
What is a credit union? It's a cooperative, like a food co-op or a housing co-op, but the members share money. Credit unions offer the same services you'll find in a bank, but they're different from banks. First, credit unions are owned by their members, and credit unions are not for profit. Any money the credit union makes goes right back to the members. in the form of low fees and good rates. To learn more, you can go to STCU's blog at stcumoney.org.
Here's a simple way to stay connected on the go. Join KHQ on Facebook and Twitter and be a part of the conversation. Just like KHQ Local News on Facebook or follow us on Twitter before your next stop. Experience why more people follow KHQ Local News than any other station in the Inland Northwest. Be the first to know about breaking news, weather, and all the stories creating a social media swirl. Sign up, sound off, stay connected. KHQ Local News, right now.
Home. That word means so much more than its 4 letters suggest. R, that letter, stands alone. When you see someone wearing a blue block R, you're talking with a realtor. Your local neighborhood realtor can help you find your first home, your next home, or help you sell the one you have. Next time you think home, think realtor. The brand makes the difference. This message brought to you by the members of the Spokane Association of Realtors.
Welcome back. Ryan McNeese with Business Talks, and I have Katherine Morgan, President CEO of the Greater Spokane Valley Chamber with us. And thank you again for being here. I know you got a busy schedule. And on that note, we were just chatting about many of the respective chambers and diverse organizations in our area. And I think you were just touching on how it requires such collaboration amongst those organizations. Is that what you find on a day-to-day basis?
Absolutely, absolutely. There are so many opportunities in the region to pursue because, again, these chambers are meant to look forward and be visionary and conveners naturally. Mm-hmm. So when you look to that and acknowledge how vast the opportunities are ahead of us and how few hands there are, if we can all honor our roles and work together, great things happen. Magical things happen.
Do you guys find that other presidents of these respective organizations, do you get together on a quarterly, monthly basis?
You know, that's a great question. In fact, we do, and that's something we've put an intentional effort to make sure we do. We've seen a lot of transition over recent years just due to timing. We saw Rich Hadley leave GSI, and there's another giant who's been there for many, many years. We have Todd Milkey in that role now. So we do meet regularly. We also meet with our partners at Visit Spokane, our partners at the Downtown Spokane Partnership. Again, the roles and the voices that are out there to serve different needs, we all promote and protect. And there are so many of us that are honored to serve in that role. It's wonderful for us to meet and collaborate and convene on a regular basis.
Well, it does seem, on a practical basis, a great opportunity to ask and collaborate and say, what are you seeing on a daily basis? Here's what I'm seeing, both positive, and how do we act on that and further that positive, or here's what I'm seeing in our organization that's maybe more of a negative, but how can we collaborate and turn that into a positive?
Absolutely.
So it seems like that would be a great opportunity to really be cohesive all the way through, as you said, Western Plains, all the way through Kootenai County. Let's talk about the foundation. Take a little bit of a detour and tell me about the Valley Chamber Foundation.
Oh my goodness, Ryan, I'm really glad you asked about the foundation. The foundation is the Spokane Valley Chamber has had a foundation, and it's called the Spokane Valley Chamber Foundation.
Okay.
And it's been around for a few years, and it was inspired by a real estate agent, Sam Campbell, many years back, who really invested in this community and is one of the great giants. His family put a great scholarship in his name to support local students for 4-year degrees. And over the years, we have scholarshiped several students, and we get to hear their stories and how they're doing, and that's been wonderful. But in the recent months, in the last year, the foundation came together and has listened to the community again and went out and understood what's happening out there, what are the needs, and how can we support that growing need. And one of the needs that they really identified very quickly was a need to help support the trades and skills trades in our area. There are a lot of great, talented students out there that are looking for that path but may have the stumbling block of the financial investment, or maybe more inclined potentially to go down a 4-year path in a university or college, and that may not be the path that they're supposed to be on. And so as we went through and looked through this process, we recognized the need was there, and we thought, all right, we're we're going to start moving in this direction. And as we started talking about it, we partnered with the community colleges of Spokane, and they have an excellent foundation, an excellent program. And we started asking a lot of questions, understanding and identifying the need. So we have partnered with them to really reinvest in our foundation. Our goal is to fill an average size classroom, which is 25 students.
Right.
In the trades by fall next year that are scholarshiped by this foundation. And as we set out to do this just a few months ago, we just recently, and I'm excited to share this.
It's really coming together.
We just recently accepted a $20,000 anonymous donation to put as many scholarships as we can with that into fruition. We also received from our partners at STCU, Coeur d'Alene Metals, Dave's Bar and Grill,
That's fantastic.
and other members. We're at about approximately $30,000. Our goal is $37,500 to fill a classroom. However, we're not going to stop there. Our leadership continues to come together and realize the need is great, and our business community is recognizing that. We had one call, and they want to commit in the automotive trade and in the automotive skills, and say we want to designate this scholarship specifically towards that. If the chamber can help us do that in partnership with the community colleges of Spokane, what an honor and privilege. So we're doing that with Spokane Valley Tech and working with the kids there. If that's their path, we want to eliminate any barriers.
I think it sounds like such a great endeavor, and I think what I really like to see about that is that the chamber, as well as the scholarship, is really identifying that there are several different paths that a young person can take. And I think time and time again, and at this table in business talks, it's come up that the trades really are an underserved aspect of our potential job market in the very near future, and yet sometimes or oftentimes doesn't get the notoriety or the reputation that it should or historically has. And so it's exciting to hear that the Chamber's really putting efforts as well as these scholarships towards identifying that it might be appropriate that somebody has a 4-year aspirations and the endeavors that leads to, but also via the trades or Spokane Valley Tech. There are so many opportunities in the trades, and I think that's great that you're starting to promote that.
We are so excited about it. We are inspired by the partners who are coming in and sharing the stories, and we're inspired by the kids who are getting just whatever they can together to participate in this. If there's a chance we can keep those kids here and that talent here, I think it's so easy to say, wow, this will impact a workforce. We're looking at it and saying, wow, we can keep the amazing talent in these wonderful kids, in our kids, in this community to get great jobs, have a certification, get that paid for up front so they're ready to go and they can buy homes, they can raise a family here and enjoy the quality of life that we all hope they can enjoy for years to come.
Right, which ultimately circles back to benefiting the whole system that I think you're such a big part of. How would someone that's interested in finding out more about the foundation and then, of course, the chamber separately, but the foundation, how would someone find more about that? Is it online? Is it?
Great question. It's on SpokaneValleyChamber.org.
Okay.
We do have information on our foundation there. We have a wonderful board. It is run by a separate board, so any of the leadership there is happy to answer questions as well. They can call our office at 509-924-4994, and we can also take their questions and help them learn more about it, learn more about what's happening at the community colleges of Spokane as well. There are so many ways to get involved. There are people who invest in these scholarships, but there's also that time and that talent they may be able to lend in those fields as well, and we're happy to connect them with the right people to do that.
Yeah, I think you're making a good point there. You have folks that are investing with their time. You have the resources of the community colleges. You have Spokane Valley Tech. It really does take several different aspects of our community to put that together, but it sounds like that's what the foundation, that's what the chamber is working hard to implement. You also made a point there that the foundation has a separate board from the Valley Chamber. How many board members currently are on each?
So we have 23 on our Chamber of Commerce board, and then we have 11 on our foundation board.
And I'd imagine when we're talking about the chamber itself, and 23 members, I think you said, or 22, how often do those folks meet?
For the chamber board, it's once a month. For our foundation, it was once a quarter. We're now meeting on a monthly basis because it's moving quickly.
There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of need to meet. Okay.
Yes.
Well, on that note, what would you describe as maybe a couple things that you really view on the horizon for yourself that you'd like to implement?
Oh my goodness, at the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah.
Gosh, for me, it always goes back to where are the needs? And with the time, talent, and treasure that we have available, how can we facilitate and inspire transformation in our community, positive transformation? One of the things that we encountered through a lot of those trade conferences that you'll attend over the last couple of years, one of them that we saw that we're inspired by is Lemonade Day. And we are announcing Lemonade Day on May 20th.
Lemonade Day.
So it will be...
You piqued my interest.
Lemonade Day.
Yeah.
And what's exciting about this is that it's a program that inspires entrepreneurship, skills, and talent at a young age for our 2nd through 8th graders. So they will be starting their own small business through Lemonade Day.
I really like this concept.
And it's going to be fun. Businesses will be able to partner with our kids. Central Valley and West Valley school districts are already involved. We imagine more school districts will get involved. We plan to pilot it in the greater Spokane Valley area, and we hope to take it throughout the region in 2018. But May 20th, 2017, Lemonade Day, don't miss it.
That is exciting. That really resonates with me. I want to be a part of that. Our office is in the Spokane Valley, and we're fortunate to be there. My own kids get excited about putting together their table and their poster and selling lemonade. It is a great opportunity to talk about business principles where they can really see the practical ramifications of the decisions they're making. That's a great idea.
And the program really is structured in a way, it's partnered with Google. The program is structured where they learn to take a microloan. They learn the cost of goods sold. They recognize what that means. And then they're encouraged. Are you trying to raise money to purchase a turtle, or are you trying to save for college or buying shoes or a dress, or are you trying to raise funds for a cause? And it really encourages and cultivates all aspects of what we believe our businesses here in our region do every day.
Well, it sounds like you're really extrapolating to the real fundamental tenets of business, but using these the lemonade stand model, if you will, and that is super exciting. Katherine, I wish we had more time. Hopefully you'll come back and chat with us again as things are transitioning quickly at the Chamber.
Ryan, absolutely. Would be honored.
Thank you so much. Katherine Morgan, Greater Spokane Valley Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for being here with us.
My pleasure.
It's produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksOnline.com, which is solely responsible for its content. Ask a question, recommend a guest, and hear this program again online anytime at SpokaneTalksOnline.com. Business Talks is brought to you by our friends at STCU. Business Talks wishes you good business and a good day.
If you're like many shoppers, you love to find a deal online. Or you shop online because it's so convenient. And you probably know thieves love to go online too, to try to steal shoppers' credit card information. When you're shopping online, you can start protecting your credit card information by investigating the website you're shopping on. Make sure the online retailer lists a real phone number and a physical address. Read the site's privacy policy and search for reviews and ratings of the retailer. You can read more about safe shopping online at STCU's financial education blog. Go to stcumoney.org.
Snoring can disrupt marriages and cause serious health problems. Call Sleep Better Northwest first, the experts in dental sleep medicine. Their medically approved, custom-fit oral appliances will have both you and your partner sleeping better and being more productive throughout your day. Don't wait. Snoring and sleep apnea can signal potential strokes or heart attacks. For more information, visit needbettersleepnow.com and download our health guide today. Sleep Better Northwest, the experts in dental sleep medicine.